Poppin' YouTube, it's your boy SliceGod, LilNoah, back with another video. I got my boy Fredo on the chair. Right now we just pinning up the hair before we comb the sides up. As you can see, he hasn't had a haircut in a minute, so we loosen up those curls all the way around so we can take it down to a nice length. I got my 1.5 guard starting out with the lever open. I'm gonna work my way down to the lever close. You wanna start out with that longer length because when clients wait a long time to get a cut, their hair tends to stand up, and when you cut it down, it becomes real patchy and stuff like that. Sometimes there's no way to avoid it. Like in this case, it's still gonna kind of be patchy, but it's best to keep it at a bare minimum as possible. And either way it goes, we're gonna work our way around it regardless. You know, we like a little challenge. I also threw my number 1 guard on to touch up certain areas and hit certain dark spots and go down on the edge of areas and towards the back, just because I'm not going to be using my 2 guard to fade up. So just making sure everything laid down as best possible. Now I'm sitting in my first guideline, which is the bald guideline. I always set mine in a half moon like shape. You don't have to, but this is my preference and my style, so this is how I do mine. But when I sit in this bald guideline, I remove the excess hair at the bottom and proceed to the next step. The next step is the second guideline with my lever open on my magic clips. I'm sitting in this guideline kind of mimicking the first guideline, the half moon like shape. I'm doing it right on top of it. I'm keeping this guideline like a ½ inch wide, and after I finish establishing the guideline, I'm gonna work my way down within this guideline, closing my lever little by little until it's blended. That's the whole objective of dealing with guidelines, is to focus on that guideline only before you move on to the next one. The third step is the third guideline with my number 1 guard with the lever open. I'm sitting in this guideline and I'm doing the same thing I just did with this second guideline. I'm combing as I go to make sure that I actually got this guideline established before I work my way down.
Damn it, Tito. Another one?
Now I got my number 2 guard with the lever open, then halfway, then close as I move down, just cleaning up the top of this taper area before I go in with my 1.5 guard. With my 1.5 guard, not only am I finna bring this area between this number 2 guard and this 1 guard together, but I'm finna really focus on these patchy areas to make it to manipulate it, to make it not seem as if it was there in the first place. Try to get it as unpetrified as possible. If that's a word, probably not, but I just made it one. So we're gonna handle that and move on to the next step, which is the number one guard, to clean it up a little bit more. Right here, I'm finna go in with my lever open, using my corners, being real cautious and careful. I'm hitting certain spots. I got a barber eye, like, and the more you cut, you're gonna develop that eye for dark spots and stuff. And using these steps with that barber eye is just outrageous, because like I just know what to hit. I know what areas to hit. Like I can literally do a whole blend with no guard, literally, for sure. Like I do it all the time until my phase and all, but it's always best to get the base down with the guards and just detail out there with the lever open, and just go crazy. Make sure you take it to the next level. Like this is a whole different blend from when we first started. The back taper, the same steps as the side taper, so I'm gonna speed it up a little bit and just let y'all watch it come together. But other than that, it's been 3 months and 2 weeks since I first officially started my YouTube channel with my first video. I'm almost at 600 subscribers. I appreciate that so much. I'm really trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the 4-month mark. So there's like 2 weeks and 2 days. I'm gonna try to drop like 6 videos. Until then, I'm trying to get like 75 subscribers off of each video. So I really need y'all's support. Everybody that's already been supporting and liking the videos and all this stuff, I appreciate y'all. We're gonna keep going though for sure. So if you ain't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, become a day one while you can. Before I finish the top of this blend off, I'm moving to the side to manipulate some of these patchy areas, to make sure everything transition well. That's a big part of great haircuts. As you can see, my client got an indentation in his neck taper area, so we're gonna try to work around it, kind of go a little bit lower in that area just to lighten it up a little bit when they come to the natural state. But other than that, we finna finish polishing this taper before we put an edge on it. Before we get into this edge up, I want to go ahead and remind y'all that I'm OCD, so I'm gonna be trying to make sure that I get this side edge up is how I like it, as best as possible. So I'm gonna keep tapping at it and hitting certain areas and constantly going around the curve and stuff like that. Not being excessive with trying to push anything back or nothing like that, but just making sure I get that perfect curve and all that type of
Damn
stuff.
it, Tito.
Just my preference. You dig? Now we finna attack this curve. Like I always say, balance keeping it natural as possible and crispy. So we kinda right in the middle with it. When they come doing the curve, it's basically, bro, however you wanna do it. But like I said, just don't be excessive, be realistic, and just keep it crispy. Taking the front edge up down with a guard level lower than earlier. We took the whole side areas down with the 1.5, so I just went down with the one guard on the front, hit it with the hold and spray, brush it down, then lock it in with the blow dry. This just make sure those hairs stiffen while we edge it up. On this side, his vertical bar area is not that defined just because his hair grows light in that area, and ain't nothing wrong with that because we're not trying to go back. Pushing the thing back. Like I said, we're keeping it natural and we being realistic. We're gonna keep it real. On my channel, we're gonna tell the truth. But we starting in the middle, working our way to one side. I got a phone call, I'm on the phone, but working my way to one side, trying to get it crispy as possible. He's still light all on this side, so it ain't gonna be too defined. Then we're gonna work our way to the other side. Still tapping everything just to try to get it as defined as possible, constantly combing. That's the best we're gonna have to do. As you can see, it still show up good enough. But we're gonna work our way to this other side, get it boxed in, everything symmetrical. Then we're gonna go into the fibers, show y'all how to apply it right with these light areas. Show this side, I guess, cause my hand was in the way or whatever, but on this side it's really basically the same thing. Just apply light. It's dark on this side, so I'm gonna barely put some just so it can match up a little bit more on the other side. We're filling in the top of that area to make sure they blend as mid-ish as possible. You dig? Hold and spray to lock everything in. Again, blow dry, lock it in, freeze it in. Then we're gonna go back in with them Mike Tyson boards. Them joints I set it on the other video. I ain't gonna lie, I really like how I set them joints on. I ain't gonna lie, that video I dropped on how to set them trimmers, bruh. I really like how I did that joint, and it was my first try. Usually it take me a couple times to like actually zero gap it, not the sharpening part. This one and done. Don't do that too much, but the zero gapping part I might have to go back in just to get it exactly how I want it. But it was one and done. Like this is the same trimmer from that video, like exactly how it was set. And I like how it set. It don't irritate the skin, smooth, all that type of stuff. So yeah, tap in, go watch that video.
Wait, boy. No motherfucking wait, my boy. Wait, man, nigga, we get on no motherfucking laundry last night, bro. I'm glad my dumb ass head don't out on that head, though. I thought that motherfucker, that was gone. Bitch, put that other motherfucker back up there, boy, I snatched that whole dog. Shit. Hell no. I wouldn't have been able to sleep last night. It's crazy how a motherfucker hunter can shit. Well, that hunter a motherfucker. That hunter a motherfucker, boy, I'm telling you. That motherfucker wait, boy.
YouTube, it's your boy SliceGod LilNoah, bringing heat every single time. If you like this video, be sure to leave me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, subscribe. Leave a comment, let me know what you think about this cut. I appreciate you guys so much for tapping in. We're gonna keep going up. Love, I'm gone, slack.